Let me see. It says we're live. Checking Pump Fun. Ah, it's a little echoey. That's
I got oh, you're muted here on StreamYard. It automatically muted you. Just click the button, unmute.
okay.
There you go.
Okay. So are we good? Are we good now?
We're
That's
good.
up. Fantastic. All right, and I probably hold on. Let me make sure I sound okay. Hold on. I do. All right, fantastic. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Happy New Year, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming up. It is New Year's Eve today. Rock and roll. Rock and freaking roll, baby. New Year's Eve. We got a lot to talk about. Hello again. And we got a lot going on for this stream this year. So buckle up, baby. Let's hit the ground running. Good to see y'all. It's been a hot minute since I've been live. Had a lot going on the last few weeks. Finals went well. Passed everything with glowing colors. Oh man, I see Loris in the comments. That's funny. Good to see you, Loris. Let me actually pull up that. Here, okay. If you guys are in the comments, by the way, on the live stream, please feel free to let me know. This is the Overexposed show. We are going to have a schedule as of next week. As of next week, we're going to have a schedule so you guys can actually know when to come through for the show. Crazy, imagine. Insane. But we'll have that as of next week, which is great. Don't have it yet, but as of next week, we'll definitely have it. So that's great. What else we got? So, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that's pretty much it. I mean, like we are here, guys. We are at 2026. It is happening. I'm Eastern time, so we've got 9 hours. 9 hours until next year. Okay, we're leaving 2025 behind. 2025, great year, full of. Yeah, not that great. It was fine. Like it was just a fine year, you know. It was like not anything. It was just fine. It was just it was just fine. Oh man. But as always, we're going to hop into Twitter in just a second here, and we're going to pull up our bookmarks and get things rolling. All right, Chris, send it. Dude, there's so much to talk about. It's been a hot minute, so I'm going to kind of go pretty quick and breezy through a lot of these things. Wow. Where should I start? Let's see. So where should I? Oh, by the way, Chris, I hear stuff.
My bad.
All good. Um, that was funny. Yeah, I guess some of the stuff is mostly old. All right, let's keep going up. Let's go. Sorry, I just want to see where's a good spot to start. Oh, I just got to say this. This one was just on me. I thought this was awesome. For anyone out there that's a Minecraft kid, this is for you. Okay? Apparently, they're bringing the Aether actually in a real mod to Minecraft. This is crazy. Dude, the amount of times that I, as a kid, wanted to play this, but I didn't have a computer that was really capable at the time of playing with mods. I didn't know how to install mods. I tried. It didn't really work out. If this came out 10 years ago, I would have been a different man. Okay. This to me was maybe the most hype post I saw in the last 3 weeks. Talk about a Christmas present. The Aether is coming to Minecraft. Like, you can't make this up. It looks stunning. And look, it's like the mod. It's just like the old mod, except made for today. You know, it's crazy frustrating because, man, the time in my life when I would have been ready to love this game, I would have loved the Aether mod. I probably would have invested half of my childhood into this mod. today it comes out and I'm like, man, I have the nostalgia kick, but it just doesn't hit the same. But man, if only I was there. The glowstone water, it's got the exotic materials, dude. I would have lost my mind for this in 2015. Wow. Dude, I watched so many YouTube videos about the Aether. So many. I was that 13, 12-year-old kid that was like, dude, I just need the Aether. If I have it, oh my gosh. Wasn't ever able to get it. Sad. Missed opportunity. But glad that kids of today will get to experience it. It looks amazing. Truly amazing. I mean, dude, they're flying on ostriches. That was awesome. Like that's it for me. That's all I wanted to see. The Aether. All right. Let's keep things rolling. This, I have to talk about this. Speaking of video games, Star Citizen is still in alpha, and it's going to make $1 billion. Have you guys seen this? $1 billion that's the profit, and it's still in alpha. Star Citizen is this like crazy universe that's trying to be a first-person shooter where you can be anyone, you can kind of experience the universe, go anywhere, have these insane spaceships and spacecrafts. Huge concept. It's supposed to be like the game to end all games in a sense. $1 billion in funding, and it's still in alpha. I think it's like 5 to 10 years old at this point. Honestly, the amount of money that is coming into these game studios is silly. I think the expected budget for the next Cyberpunk game is around $500 million. $500 million in budget. $500 million in budget. That's crazy. Star Citizen making $1 billion. Like, games are making so much money these days. It's actually silly. One can only imagine how big GTA 6 is going to be. It's going to be it's going to, like, the metaverse for GTA 6 will be silly mode, straight silly mode. And the amount of money that's going to pass through that game, that game, my prediction is GTA. Dude, if Star Citizen is making $1 billion while still in alpha, the amount of money that passes through GTA 6, that it's probably going to match the GDP of not even small countries. Let's say mid-sized countries. I think GTA 6 will match the GDP of several mid-sized countries. That's crazy, man. This money it's just silly. If you guys are watching the stream right now, please feel free to leave a comment or just like say hello. I'd love to see you guys. Repost it, share it. You know the deal. Actually, speaking of which, let me go ahead and pin the stream itself. Un momento, por favore. Pinned my profile. Pinned. All right. Fantastic. This might be the most important thing that's happening in tech this year. Actually, let me try this. This might be the single most important thing that's happening in tech in all of 2026. Alexis Ohanian is talking about this, and I've seen a bunch of others in the VC circle talk about this as well, like Chamath and whoever else. We're absolutely going to have to figure out how our society adapts to a rapidly increasing wealth gap. It'll be required to preserve our republic, but the answer is definitely not taxing unrealized gains. So I was a politics major, and let me tell you this. Every single politics major across the country is learning about, like the dynamics between, let's say, the quote-unquote haves and have-nots, right? The rich and the poor. And there's one universal key to power. And this is across multiple domains. The haves cannot get so far ahead of the have-nots that the have-nots revolt. It's one of the biggest concerns that like any class system needs to account for is well, frankly, the wealth gap it's not just a problem for, how do I say this? The wealth gap isn't just a problem for the poor in society. It is a problem for the rich. If the wealth gap grows too big, the poor tend to almost universally revolt and cause problems for the rich. So I expect in 2026, a lot of these big companies, a lot of the bigger, tech oligarchs, if you want to call them that, to start at least appearing to be more charitable. You know, they're comparing themselves to the Rockefellers or the robber barons. Excuse me. They're comparing themselves to the Rockefellers or other robber barons of the early 2000s, where the idea is, well, there's a reason why Rockefeller, Rockefeller, the name is all over New York, right? How many libraries he put up? He put up thousands of libraries with his money, not out of necessarily the goodness of his own heart, but because when you have so much money, to appease the public so that they don't revolt against you and take away your money, you have to give back. It is part of the cost of being rich, at least in a society where you have massive wealth gap problems and disparities. Alexis Ohanian continues, I'm disappointed by all the death threats I'm getting for highlighting a tax idea, taxing unrealized gains, that is objectively broken. Don't oppose taxation. I'm warning Dems that proposing things that make the party look financially illiterate is a bad idea. See, like, he's not going to win any favors this way. But if Alexis Ohanian and a few of the other, let's say the rich tech oligarchs, if you want to call them that, start doing things that are more directly beneficial to society, start paying off kids' tuitions, start sending kids to college, start building, schools, libraries, gyms, football fields, whatever you name it. Then, when the everyman gets to experience some of the massive growth financially that has been AI, then they might quiet down. At least if you want to, think about it like that. Also, Goron, Eddie be getting full. Am I? Am I getting full? I think I look all right. Kind of trim, not too shabby. This is some throat coat, rock and roll. Tastes fantastic. Got the sniffles. It's cold outside today, guys. It is cold outside. It's like freaking freezing. I'm not going to lie to you. Freezing. Brr. All right. Let's see what else we got. No. We got to talk about this. So the talk of the town in crypto the last few days has been content coins. Let me see. Do I want to reword that? I think I should. Because, man, I'm thinking about this, right? Content coins are the number one thing that anyone cares about, at least to talk about on Twitter these days. It's like number one on the top of everyone's minds because Coinbase is shilling them down our throats through the Base app, through whatever. They are saying content coins. Even Pump Fun has plenty of content. Like Overexposed right there is a content coin. It's mine. Here's the problem. Nick.base.eth, who works on content coins, he works at the Base app on content coins. My current mental model is that content coins will more or less be 24-hour trades because posts tend to go viral and fade around that cadence. Let me be absolutely clear with you. There is no such thing as a 24-hour trade. It does not exist. The reason why is because people, when they buy into meme coins, when they buy into any trade, they're looking for it to be multiple days, multiple weeks, multiple months, multiple years potentially. If someone can't believe that something might be relevant for years, they're not going to hold it for months. If they can't believe it will be relevant for months, they're not going to hold it for days. So when you're saying, oh, it's a 20, when the team themselves is saying, yeah, we think it's going to be about a 24-hour trade, that means it's a 5-second trade at max, man. Like no one's there for that. 24-hour trade, like there's not even a shred of belief. The whole idea about meme coins is believing. The whole idea about meme coins is about believing. What Murad would go on TikTok and he'd be like, you have to believe. You have to believe. S&P 6900 is going to change your life. You must believe it. And then he'd give you a soliloquy, a full hour-long thesis about why it's going, like why the world is falling apart and why SPX 6900 is somehow going to save it. That was the whole gist of it. Okay? That's why it did so well. That because you had a reason to believe for weeks or months or optionally years, right? That's the hope. Dogecoin. It's a you see people showing it as like the multi-year meme coin. That's the idea. You want the next multi-year meme coin. That's what you want. 24-hour trades. Are you serious? Are we? How can you be so clueless, man? How can you be so clueless? I just can't. It's like, it's just asinine. I mean, a lot of this is stemming off the back of the Nick Shirley launch, right? Like this guy, you know, he exposed the Somali fraud or whatever in Minnesota. He's absolutely going, you know, gigaviral across America and abroad, like millions and millions and millions of impressions. I probably had like several billion impressions now. Just some guy. He himself launches the coin. Coinbase is like, you know, we don't really need to go that hard on boosting this coin. And it's like, this is the most important person that's ever launched a coin on your platform. And then you go and do something stupid. Let's see. I gotta find this post. I mean, like, this is ridiculous, dude. When you search for Nick Shirley's profile on Zora, the official account doesn't even show up in the results. Like, that's crazy. That is insane. What a miss. There is no official account in the results. That's crazy. That's insane. Same thing goes for Brian Armstrong. If you look at Brian Armstrong, his account doesn't show up in the profiles. It's just scams. Hold on, I've got to find this. I mean, like when you talk about a generational bag fumble, Jesse went out of his way to support Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy. Like, so not only did he buy Soulja Boy's coin, spent a couple $1,000s on Soulja Boy's coin, but when Soulja Boy was outed by Zach XBT, again, by the way, they were like, Zach XBT referred to his old posts and was like, hey, by the way, Jesse, just so you know, you are promoting, not just platforming, but promoting an open scammer in crypto. Jesse was like, you know, I don't think so. And he just reposted one of Soulja Boy's like, I promise I didn't really know what happened. Meanwhile, the single most important person to ever launch a base content coin, Nick Shirley, he has less of his coin than Soulja Boy. I mean, bro, like you can't, it's like if you wanted to write a playbook on how to intentionally fumble the biggest opportunity that Base has had in a year since the AI craze, if you wanted to intentionally fumble something, this is how you do it. This is the playbook. I'm at a loss for words. It's like, how do you do this wrong? How do you play this badly? I can't, dude. I can't even, you can't even make this up. Wild. I gotta find the thread guy video. Let's see. Yeah.
Only takeaway as someone that traded.
This is 11 minutes long. We probably shouldn't watch the whole thing, but we're gonna watch some of this and react to some of this live.
This Nick Shirley Zora coin over the last 72 hours is that creator coins and content coins, whatever we want to call them in their current form, are just a massive failure.
I gotta I gotta say, I mean, I think he's right. And this is coming from someone right there that has a content coin. Like in their current form, the idea of buying someone's virality, I don't know if it really works. Like you've not seen any social fi really take off. Thread Guy himself talks about this as well, where it's like the only social fi that's really taken off was, in any sense, was Friend Tech, and it wasn't just like the most viral people who took off. It was the best traders. It was the people that made the most money because people were hoping that you'd buy into their club, and then if Friend took off, that's where they would share, their trades or their thoughts or their thought processes, and the amount of money that you'd spend to buy in would be made up for by the trades that you'd get from those chats. That's why it did so well. That plus Paradigm was also backing it, so people thought Friend Token probably is going to do great. Spoiler, it was an absolute gigantic failure, but that was the closest we ever got. That was the single closest we ever got. That was our best shot. And no other content coins have ever taken off since. Like people have tried, and there's been a couple like serious attempts, right? Bagwork was very interesting. That did really well for a hot minute. The base guys are still cooking. They're still doing decent work. The Nick Shirley coin was it's like if we're gonna get a good shot at it, that might be one of the best shots on goal we're gonna get. And it's just not hitting. Like it's not hitting right now. The traders are not interested. People are not getting onboarded for this. So then what's the play? And it seems like the play is, if anything, that we have to do something else with said coins, all right? Something else needs to be done with said content coins for them to be interesting for one reason or another. They're not just natively interesting of their own accord. It just doesn't work. Anyway, let's keep going.
Like here we are with the singular most viral person in the world over the last 72 hours being platformed by every major famous tech political figure on the internet in the world. It's the only story over the last 72 hours. Somehow this guy's convinced, persuaded. I don't entirely right here, right now, in this moment. And it just like didn't work. I mean, first of all, at a baseline, there was zero.
Here's the thing, by the way. Hold on, let me rewind that. Great. This is Twitter buffering.
Coins, these creator coins was like the test. It's like if there was ever a time that these content coins, these creator coins were going to work, it was Nick Shirley right here, right now, in this moment. And it just like didn't work.
So here's the thing. The base team will tell you over and over, give us time. But then at the same breath, they'll say, well, they're short-term trades. They're not short-term trades. They're supposed to be indefinite trades. Betting on a single influencer, the whole idea is that we're gonna watch them grow over the course of months and years. And yes, they'll say that the individual posts are 24-hour trades, but they're not. No one's trading those over 24 hours. The only thing, if anything, should be the influencers themselves, like the people themselves. No one's trying to trade 70,000 different derivatives off of those creators. They just want to trade the creators themselves. And even then, they're not all that interested in doing so. Clearly, the market's not biting. There's plenty of reels in the water that just the fish aren't out there. No one's hungry. No one's taking the bait. And it's tough. It's like a tough watch because they're hammering this down our throats. And it's like no one's biting. So I don't know. It's like, yes, maybe there's a way that we could change things up. Like maybe there is a future here. But clearly it's not the current strat. The current strat is not it. Very clearly. All right, let's keep going.
I mean, first of all, at a baseline, there was zero support from anyone on the Coinbase. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing anything, that I wasn't like criticizing without trying it. There's no volume. There's no liquidity. None of these things have any holders. None of them pump. And the ones that pump for 5 seconds, and then it's instantly zero. Like, there's no demand for these whatsoever. It's just trenchers and snipers trading back and forth, PvPing trenchers and other snipers. And there's no organic activity. There's no growth happening here. It's trenchers on trenchers on trenchers, right? And I think my larger take, because I don't want to just come on here and say, oh, content coins suck, because everybody else has the same take. I think the thesis is just being thought about wrong, okay? And I think when we think about crypto social and SocialFi, whatever you want to call it, is we're not like rebuilding the internet from 0 to 1. I think we're building finance from 1 to 2. And what I mean by that is like, bro, we don't need to like reinvent the wheel here with stuff that already works. It's like existing social media is perfect. TikTok is perfect. Twitter is perfect. YouTube is perfect. We don't need like TikTok to earn, YouTube to earn, Twitter to earn. It's like these platforms are already great. And I think what we've seen over the last couple of years here in particular is there's just absolutely no reason to buy a written tweet, a public tweet that is now tokenized, that I could find for free, that I could see for free, right? And I think to assume that people are going to go viral with the actual opportunity, and what I think we're seeing happen in real time, which is cool, I want to highlight something good, is the opportunity to add social on top of finance. Okay, I think like FOMO app, which I'll talk about in a minute, is a great example of this. Polymarket is another great example of this. I think Phantom has an incredible opportunity to do this as well. It's like a viral SocialFi post is Remus spending $37 on white whale token and turning it into $500,000. Like,
yeah, like the hard part is how do you build anything new on top of that? I just like I don't know if anyone's really moving over to any new social platforms for any reason like that. It's not some people are just not doing it. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see the vision. I don't see. It's hard for me to get along with this concept. Like, if you want to post your thoughts on stocks, you could just go to Yahoo Finance, right? Or any other analog. But it's just you have the stock chart here, and then underneath you have comments, right? And you have maybe some communities that expand from there. You have Twitter, you have Reddit. You have plenty of existing mediums to talk about that stuff. FOMO is nice because it's copy trading, right? You see your favorite trader buy something, you're like, you know what? I'm in for it too because he tends to hit more than me. So I'm going to go along with that buy. But that's why it's the copy trading. It's immediate and very easy to understand copy trading. That's what it is. It's not, it's not like this super social experience. It's just copy trading made easier. Because most copy trading, it used to be like you just go on an exchange and the exchange has the copy traded whatever, but that's on an exchange. And here you want to do it with meme coins and fresh assets. You don't want to have to wait for it to get to an exchange. So that's the idea. I don't know. I'm just not seeing it.
That's a viral social post. That is so, and you add the social layer on top of it. Market and prediction markets make this like incredible new market, this new speculation app, but nobody can see it other than the trend. I don't know. I think that is number one. And then the second part is I just think it's backwards. It's like SocialFi already exists and it's here.
Yep.
Crypto was like uniquely positioned to do this finance and then add social layer on top because it's this public, immutable ledger where everyone can see what everyone has and what everyone holds and what wallets trade what and who holds what.
Sure.
And that allows something like FOMO to exist, that allows Phantom to exist, that allows Polymarket to exist in these like
worked on non-public ledgers with CEXs, right? That's where a lot of copy trading happens, but still I'll give them that.
Finance apps to add this viral social loop. It's like the finance is the content, trading is the content. People are here to trade. People are here to trade. People are here to make money. It's finance, not rebuilding social media. We're rebuilding finance. And I think that's like getting lost somewhere because we spend all day on Twitter.
It's true though. Like I think to one end, right? Like Coinbase is a public company. Coinbase, the name of the game for any company, but especially for public companies and especially companies near the top. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. And one of the verticals that they have essentially no coverage is social. Coinbase is a tech company, and they're like, you know what? If we can expand to social, why not? And their differentiator, their killer differentiator is, what if we meshed social and social trading? That's their killer differentiator. Or at least in their minds, that's it. And they're just trying. They're like trying these different things. And in fairness, please, feel free to try. We're never going to tell you not to try. But at some point, it becomes forced. At some point, like, we're sitting here seeing this come across our feed every day. We're seeing them try and shove it down our throats, and we're like, guys, we don't want this. We don't want to trade these assets like this. No one's asking for this. And it just feels insincere. It feels like the crypto corporate overlords are just, take our content coins, take them. But we're like, no, we don't want them. We don't want your coins. Just take our content coins. And it's too much. And it's the narrative spun up as to why they work or why they're a good idea. Just kind of bullshit, man. Like, we know we're the ones trading them. We get it. I really don't even trade them because I don't like it. Like, it doesn't make sense in most cases. It's just tough. We'll move on from this. Maybe let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about on this? Yeah, I mean, like, this is it, right? CEO of Y Combinator is more open to listening to Base than Base itself. Or excuse me, CEO of Y Combinator is more open to listening than Base itself. Man, this is actually crazy. Yeah. Gary Tan has a content coin. It's not really working out. Why Gary has a content coin, like what he's experimenting on this for, don't know. I mean, the best possible outcome for a content coin is somehow you make a flywheel where the people who own the coin are now incentivized to share your content because they want you to grow. They want you yourself to grow into a bigger creator. So you have, without having to pay for it, a massive distribution network because they profit off of you becoming a bigger influencer, right? And then on the flip side, you have to do something that drives reason or intention for people who see you to be like, I want to buy that coin beyond, and it has to be beyond the just like greater fool theory. It has to be more interesting than the greater fool theory, especially because content creators are not funnier than a meme. Like, they might produce memes, they might produce funny content, they might produce stuff that's interesting, but it's not better than a funny meme. It's not better than Dogecoin. It's not funnier or more interesting as a concept than MOG. So that's why MOG and a lot of those, and even like a lot of those coins have been struggling over the past year. So it's hard to even justify their own existence. So it's like, where are we at with meme coins? Where are we at? Especially, and we're going to get to this, especially when prediction markets provide a better way to express excitement about a currently ongoing viral thing than memes. I don't know. You know, maybe, and this is a hot take, but maybe, how do I say this? I think this might be a hot, Jesus Christ. I think this might be a hot take. I think meme coins might very well just be the tulips of this crypto cycle. Just as NFTs were clearly now, in hindsight, the tulips, meme coins might actually just be, you know, man, I can't even like put my words together on this. Kind of how there was the tulip craze, that the tulips blew up in value and everyone was like, wait a minute, they're all just tulips. Like, they're not that crazy. And they just fell away, you know, I think in the 16 or 1700s. I think the tulips of this cycle are clearly meme coins, because name me a meme coin that's been doing well for the last year, not for the last day or the last month or for the last few weeks, because there haven't been many major runners, right? Like, what do we get? The white whale hit 70 mil in the last 6 months. Like, how many big meme coins have we had? Really? How many big meme coins have we had? Not many. Name me any coin right now. Name me any coin that's performing well. Mog isn't doing amazing. You go down the list, like all of our favorites. Nub. I love Nub. How's it doing? Name me any coin. They're just not doing great. They're really not. Dogecoin, it's not going absurd. It didn't have its pump this cycle. Much like any other alt. So maybe meme coins really are just the tulips of this cycle. Just as NFTs were from the last one. Is that Frank D. Gods? What's up, Bones? Good to see you, dude. No, it's not. It's definitely not. Dude, I really have the sniffles today. Sorry about that. Let's keep going. Yeah, I gotta just say this, dude. There is a epidemic on crypto Twitter right now, and it is just articles. It is just articles. And the people have been posting one of two things. And I commented on this myself. They either post something, like an article that's supposed to be this crazy, insightful, basically bullshit. And then you just throw on some Renaissance art that goes kind of hard. And you're like, yeah, that'll cook. And they almost always do well because no one reads the article. They just like the idea that someone has written something wildly insightful. And apparently like aura maxing. I don't understand. Like, this is Lucifer, man. This isn't aura maxing. People were like, damn, I feel cool. Bro, that's Satan. That's the devil. Like, what are we talking about? It's not cool. It's like, it's weird. Like, it's a weird thing. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know what people are doing. And then on top of that, you'll either see one of two things. Anyone who writes an article because they want to all be cool will either, one, throw on Renaissance art as if it's some like crazy cool thing, or two, some kind of military thing. Whether it's, I don't know, Tom Cruise in Top Gun, or some like B-2 bombers at dusk, dawn, something cool, like someone in the military doing something cool, but shadowy and aura maxed, or that, it's just like, it's so freaking corny, man. You're not that guy or girl. You're not that guy. You're just not. Get over yourself. But God forbid, dude, on crypto Twitter, no one here can read. So you see an image like this, and you see an article that's written by something that's 18% better than the newest LLM model. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever read. This encapsulates my feelings as a crypto trader to a T. I'm like, all right, bro, get over yourself. You're not that special. It's kind of like how in Hollywood, if you watch enough Hollywood movies, a lot of Hollywood movies are, about Hollywood, right? Or about like lawyers, right? Or about these glamorizing these fields that are not super glamorous because the people that are financing them are like, that's my job. Oh my God, they're talking about me. You see this now with the articles in crypto where it's just like, oh my God, they're talking about what I do. I'm in my mom's basement trading coins every day. That's me. And it's they're making it look cool. I'm aura maxed. That's why people are so about this. Not because it's actually cool. Godspeed. Oh, man. Wow. Let's keep things going. Brian Johnson, one of the most spectacular tweets I think I've ever read. I'll be honest with you, dude. I have never loved anything as much as Brian Johnson seems to love Kate. It's been 19 days and 20 hours since I last felt Kate's warm embrace. Guy. This is the kind of thing that when you're worth like hundreds of millions of dollars, a woman won't get the ick. But boys, if you are not worth hundreds of millions of dollars, you might not want to post this. This might not be your jam. All right? I don't think this is the route. I feel like I'm missing out though. Like I've never loved anything as much as he seems to love Kate, which God bless, bro. Respect. Wish that for everyone. But like I mean, dude, it's a novel. It's how much are we talking about? The executive control of our brains surrender. No longer concerned with the 68 trillion cells, the prefrontal cortex goes dark. Oh my God. Eliminating future planning and probabilistic modeling. Activity in our parietal lobes diminishes, dissolving the boundary that distinguishes between self and other. I mean, dude, respect. A modern love story. He actually, that's really adorable. But guys, like maybe, I don't know if this is the play. I can't tell if this is Riz. I would say probably not. But without her touch, my vagus nerves, 100,000 myelinated fibers have dropped their high frequency spectral power, squawking distress. Bro, like chill out. It's all right. You'll see her soon. Oh my God. It's so funny. Oh wow. I will say this. This is actually kind of interesting. My environment is a pristine anti-aging laboratory. He spends apparently $2 million a year on this laboratory. Yet outside my control is the affection of another. I mean, that's poetic. That is poetic. Shout out Brian Johnson, man. This guy is putting his whole life on the internet in excruciating detail. And maybe there's something to be learned from it. Or maybe he just dies in like 2 years of some, God forbid, but like some random freak flu or something like that. And it's all for naught. But I respect this journey that he's on. I think it's something. I think it's something to be studied for sure. Just I some of this, dude, like this is, I don't know if this is the correct literary medium to be sharing this. But hey, Godspeed and God bless to our boy here, Brian Johnson, a man famed for sharing the time of his own erections as well as his own sons at night. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add to that. That's just crazy. Oh, man. I love this guy's Twitter, though. You got game is game. I wasn't even following him. Game is game, Brian. Game is game. I see him all the time. Tells you all you need to know. All right. So I don't know what kind of brain you need to have for this, but dude, look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And another 12, 24. He is playing 24 games of poker concurrently, all at the same time. 24 games of poker at the same time. And he's sitting down and how much money is he making? He's making off of these games, negative 100K plus 100. He's making 423K over the course of 8 to 12 20-hour sessions. Or 8 to 12 hour sessions, 20 of them. So that means 160, give or take 240 hours. How many weeks is that? 160. That's like it's like 4 weeks, 4 to 8 weeks. So he's like, this guy's working 4 to 8 weeks, let's say, just a ballpark. This guy's doing 4 to 8 hour week. 4 to 8 weeks of 40-hour weeks. He's making $423,000. That's like a month. In 1 to 2 months, this guy is making $423,000 playing poker with 24 games. 24 games live on stream at a time. That is crazy work. I mean, what's worse, right? Like, I wonder what's a more stressful job, this or working finance on Wall Street. Like, if you're an investment bank, if you are an investment banker, is this better or worse? Like, would you turn your job in as an investment banker to just look at this screen for 2 months for 420? Oh my God, that's so much money. That's a salary of like times 6. Dude, that's like 2.4. Oh my God. He's making like this guy's making a salary of $2.4 million a year to look at the screen for 8 hours a day. Holy crap. I didn't even know that there was that much money on the table in poker to begin with. Like, I've been hearing for years that the bots and whatever have mostly taken the edge out of poker, at least in online gaming like this, as well as laws and regulations, whatever. Like, I've heard that it's basically impossible to make money off poker online at this point in time. This guy's making $2.4 million a year. That's the rate. And that's not including his WSOP play. His WSOP play is alone millions of dollars. This guy's a hammer. What kind of, I mean, I feel like you can't be normal and do that. I feel like there's no normal person that's doing this. Oh man, the sniffles are getting to me. I could use a steamer. So I have, this might be, let's see. How do I word this? I got to think about how I word this one. I think my hottest take of the end of this year, or no. I think my hottest take, oh my God, English either. I think my hottest take going into 2026 is I think that CryptoPunks might just be kind of dead. I mean, let's think about it like this, right? So CryptoPunks, when was the last time? How many CryptoPunks do you still know that have the same aura or anywhere near the same aura that they did in 2021 or 2022? So many CryptoPunks have been diluted by just having bad holders, like people that are uninteresting or uninspiring rocking the CryptoPunk. And you're like, I don't really care what this person has to say. They don't have the same gravitas that they once had in that sense. And then beyond that, like, Yuga Labs bought the IP and they kind of offloaded them in a way that I think the way that they offloaded them was a little, I think it was mostly just a tax harvest for them. So it was like Yuga Labs tainted them. And I don't know many people that consider Yuga to be a particularly competent operator. So there's like this whole weird pathway. And you could say, okay, well, at least CryptoPunks spawned a generation of businesses, but they really didn't. Like, how many NFT PFP companies are still around? Maybe like 4, 5 serious ones. And even then, how serious really are they? Like, there's no, like Hyperliquid has NFTs, maybe. But even then, I wouldn't say that these are super culturally significant. Like, they didn't really, they did change things for a while. But what they changed, like, NFTs are not a viable vehicle for trading anymore. They're not even interesting as one. And even now, in hindsight, like, we make fun of ourselves for trading them. So what, are CryptoPunks as valuable as, say, like, the Beanie Babies that we make jokes about? Because no one cares about Beanie Babies anymore. Yeah, they spawn this crazy collectible rage, but like, no one's really all that interested. Really, no one is all that interested. It's very much, what have you done for me lately? Like, even Pokemon's doing well because it spawned a generational IP and generations of IP attempts to follow and completely shaped the lives of millions of people in a very positive way. Whereas, what have NFTs done, man? Like, They really haven't. And this comes from someone, I have tremendous nostalgia for the NFT trading season of 2021 and 2022. I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I had so much fun and made some money. I thought it was great. But now looking back, it's just like they were really not that great of a vehicle, and they've had no staying power. As soon as they flopped, they never really came back. People tried, they really didn't. And what does this represent? Like a dead medium? And what do you spend for 1/10,000th of the representation of a dead medium? Anything over $1,000? Like $100,000? Really? We're gonna spend $100,000 on this. Are you serious? $50,000? $10,000? Like if you offered a CryptoPunk to me today for $10,000 and said I had to hold it for a year, I would probably take it, but I'd have to think about it. And I'd probably be looking for an exit as soon as that year came up. They're not that. I wouldn't change my PFP to one. And I wear a Sappy seal. God bless the seals. I love the seals. I just have like a connection with Wob and the team. I really love what they, I just like them. But NFT PFPs are just like, I mean, name me even a person on Twitter that like they would not be who they are without the NFT PFP. Name me anyone at this point. You have Cyrus, but like Cyrus could swap between anything. It's more so the vibe, right? It's more so the vibe for him. But if I just go on this, yeah, he's got an NFT and it's worth what? Like a couple $1,000 max. And the entire collection is known because of him. ICO Beast. Peach. It's a peach. Loris. I think this is one of his best PFPs he's ever worn. It's just a guy smoking a pipe. Rasmer. It's him. It's Rasmer. I don't know what that is. That's crazy. There's a lot of Gooner slop down here. Anyway. DGen CPA. A lot of people know him around. That's The Simpsons. K-Money. It's Mog. And it's not an NFT. Brian Johnson. It's him. Alex. It's Ramelia, but it's not any specific NFT. Like LTR. Non-NFT. Ponzi trader. Himself. Like, you go down the list, and it's just not that anyone could be replaced by anyone. Fox is one of the most, at least to me, memorable PFPs. It's not an NFT. It's just a beautiful image. Like, I just don't see it. I really don't see. I don't see it, dude. I don't see the value that CryptoPunks really have anymore. I don't, and I think that's my biggest. Excuse me. I think that's one of my biggest hot takes going into 2026 is that I just don't see the value in CryptoPunks anymore. I don't. Maybe a couple $1,000. Maybe. I really just don't see it. I don't think that they have the cultural significance that they once had. I don't think people care as much about NFTs or the history of them. And I think CryptoPunks themselves have had their aura damaged by, one, being bought out by Yuga, and then two, just not having cool people rock them for years. So I just don't see it anymore. I don't see what punks have. And by extension, I don't see what really almost any NFT has to offer. Maybe Hypers, because it might have some access to future tokens or something via Hyperliquid. Maybe Pudgy Penguins, because it might have some access to Abstract or to some venture that Luca does and people are bullish on him and his ventures. Maybe a handful of other NFTs, but not really because the NFTs themselves are special, but just because that's the probable that something else distributes value. I don't know, man. I'm just not sold anymore. Not at all. And it's sad. I'm not going to clown on this too. Am I frozen? Oh, I think I'm frozen.
At least you're smiling, kinda.
Why am I frozen? What the hell? How do I restart my camera?
You might just like unplug it, plug it back in.
What the hell?
Now you're a beautiful gray and white circle.
Chat? All right, hold on. Okay. That was weird. We're back. Okay. All right, that was but we'll be all right. Let me go ahead and bring this all back. Take another 5-10 minutes and then we'll be done. All right, and present. Okay. All right, we good?
All good.
All right, I think we're good. All right, fantastic. All right. I can't really clown on this too hard because I'm going to be taking my bar in July of next year. But I got to watch this.
I didn't make it.
Dude, people like to clown on Kim because it's Kim Kardashian and taking a bar exam, which for reasons that should be fairly obvious is kind of funny. But this is tough. Like, this really is just a tough watch. I'm imagining myself like I'm going to study my ass off for 8 to 10 weeks to take this 8-hour test that decides in many ways the fate of my life, and to see whether or not I made it or not. That's going to be maybe the worst email I'm ever going to read. Like, it's going to be the scariest email to ever open. I pray, man. I pray that I do well. And I'm going to do my absolute best to study for this. But this is a tough watch.
How do you know?
How do you know?
It says fail.
No.
That's
It's
so
okay.
tough.
I figured that.
No. No.
No, like people will make fun of Kim because they're like, ha, she failed. But that's tough, dude. That is actually tough. Respect to Kim for being all she is. She's a multimillionaire. She's made multiple businesses that have been absolute, steamroll successes. And you could say all you want about her. Many people have come to her, place in life and not made multiple successful, like seriously successful businesses. Props to her. She is a hard worker. The bar is hard, dude. It is really hard. And it is tough. It is tough to watch her to go through this.
Oh.
Why'd you figure that?
I just didn't feel good about my essays, so I'm gonna see. But it's okay.
That's so crazy.
It would have been amazing.
You work
if
so hard.
All right, well that was the most ingenuine. Like, that is tough. You worked so hard. Like, all right. That's not really comforting. But that I do feel for Kim here. Genuinely, I do. This is a tough watch as someone that's going to be taking the bar in a year. It would be bad karma for me to say anything bad about this because this is a tough experience. One of the single scariest emails, whatever you could ever read in your life, is whether or not you pass this. That's tough.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not genuine at all. Like, there's no.
I want my scores though. Damn, it's my essays. I knew it.
That's tough. That's tough. Let's keep going. All right, I gotta say, so we got Sophie Rain here, and we're just gonna be a little careful around the subject. But Grok has recently had the ability to make new images on the fly turned on, and people realized that they could just ask Grok to do kind of like anything. And Sophie Rain, hey Grok, remove my costume. We got it. All right, Grok, remove her dress. It shed the dog. It shaved the dog of its hair. Oh man, I mean, it's not, it's clearly not making, we'll say, adult imagery, but we're gonna click this media tab and just see what happens. Oh, they. No way! They shut down Grok's media. Dude, like, if you went here an hour ago and you just scrolled the Grok media tab, it was just endless pictures of random people in various stages of clothing disarray. Because they gave Grok the ability to turn on, to make images. And the first thing everyone thought was, guys, what if we just took everyone's clothes off? Like, what if we... It took no less than one day for them to be like, guys, we have to shut it down. We have to stop it. Stop the machine. Oh my God. You give people unfettered access to excellent high tier AI and they just make as much illicit imagery as they possibly can. Like, it's the first thing and they just spam it. They just spam the bot. No way they turned that off. That was live an hour ago. That's hilarious. I can tell you for a fact that Grok has definitely posted some serious media. Some serious media. And they're completely obfuscating it. That's hilarious. That's funny. Wow. Oh, let's keep going. I mean, dude, like, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. It's just some random girl, Sahil of all people, put her in a bikini. What the hell is wrong with you? Testing a feature, nothing personal. What? What? That's ridiculous. Dude, the internet, it's a scary place. What else we got? I mean, like, some of the stuff is actually really interesting to talk about, but what else we got? Yeah, I gotta just comment on this. This guy, legend. Absolute legend. He puts a suit on and he covers it top to bottom with ads like he's a soccer player, pays off his wedding. Brilliant. Actually brilliant. And honestly, like, some people might think, oh my God, you know, like, oh my God, doesn't that kind of ruin the sanctity of the event? Who cares, man? It's $150,000 saved at this wedding because he threw a few QR codes on his tux. I'll take that. I'll take that 10 different ways from Saturday. 100%. And yeah, she still looks fantastic. And everyone knows that weddings are not about the guy's pictures. All right. I'm not going to be the one to show up at my wedding like it's all about me. It's about her. All right. She looks stunning. She looks beautiful. He looks pretty happy. All right. And who cares if he's got Comp AI leading his shoulder, right? Like, whatever. He looks great. Oh my God. I wonder how much money he made off that. And honestly, for how viral this is, 3 million views. And I'm sure this has plenty of other views, you know, elsewhere. Dude, like, ace marketing by all these teams too. If I can get my wedding sponsored, you're gonna see Eddie's wedding powered by DraftKings. Like, or literally Eddie's wedding powered by Polymarket. Will she walk away from him at the altar? Tune in to find out. Like, yo, what are the odds she walks away from him at the altar? 20-1? Bro, I'll take that. I'll take those odds. It's like, wait a minute, what? Dude, that might be a play though. Like, I'm totally down. I am totally down to get my wedding sponsored. That wedding ring, honestly, if it's like a big rock, right? A nice $100,000 diamond, and it's got etched in it, you know, like some corporation. It's still $100,000 diamond. It just might have a logo in there, but there's a lot of rock there, you know. It's a heavy ring. I'll take it. All right, maybe not the ring. The ring might be a little bit more, you know. I don't know if I would really sponsor a ring, but the wedding itself, fair game. Dude, aren't plates at a wedding like $250 a plate? What are we talking here? Easy work. I gotta say this.
I just saw on Reddit that
I want to watch the first few minutes of this video. First few seconds of this video.
I just saw on Reddit that you're using AI to replace human animators. Is that true?
I'd rather talk about our amazing
As
cast.
an animator, this is pure evil.
Do you have any questions for Ice Cube you'd like to ask?
You're taking jobs away from artists, real human artists. You're everything that's wrong with Hollywood.
Yeah, man, she right. AI is bullshit. Fuck AI.
Dude, I think 2026, like 2024, how do I say this? I think 2026 is going to be a tough year for AI, right? 2023, AI really hits the shelves. People are like, wow, AI is sick. I like AI. I'm using it to write all these papers. My emails are faster. wow, you can ask it XYZ questions and it'll answer you. That's cool. 2024, it's getting even better. But by 2025, the promises of AGI have all fallen to the wayside. And now all of the guys are trying to like make cost-efficient AIs, which basically makes them worse. And then on top of that, energy prices are going up. People are starting to lose their jobs if they don't work in AI or AI-powered sectors, or at least feel like they're about to lose their jobs, even if they themselves are not directly losing it. And all of the people that are supporting AI, I mean, like if you are not super pro Trump, Trump has been all over AI, and it's one of the easiest ways to be like, I don't really like what he's about. And if he's about AI, I don't like it either. And that's right there. So I think 2026 is the year where people start to turn on AI. And I think barring some pretty radical changes, I think the sentiment towards the bots is going to get at least, in my opinion, drastically worse. Don't be shocked if people start throwing around the AI slur clanker a little bit more. Start being like, oh yeah, you're relying on a clanker? I would not be surprised if that slur starts making the rounds. I really think 2026 is going to be the year that people start to turn on AI. And it's going to be without any kind of, you need some kind of radical innovation or some kind of significant leap forward and repackaging, remarketing of AI. Get rid of the AGI garbage that isn't going to happen for years and isn't happening. And it's just been a failed narrative that was clearly used to sell all these, you bring in millions and millions and millions of dollars of venture funds. And clearly it's not happening now. So we feel, the public feels like they've been lied to. I don't know. I think 2026 is a tough year for AI. I would not be shocked to see public sentiment turn drastically against it. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but in the gaming community, which in some senses can actually, lead public sentiment, or at least show where public sentiment is going, you have 16 to 20-year-old kids who you'd think would be gung-ho about AI, right? Like the younger generation. They see a gaming company is using an AI of some kind for just any part of the workflow, concepting one idea in the process of making a game. They boycott that game. So I would not be shocked to see a massive, massive turn against AI in the next year if things don't change, and don't change fast. Expect to see a culture war start to grow against AI. Expect it. And that's a little scary, if you had to ask me. But you're starting to see more of these posts, and I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think there is actually a shift that's going on. I might comment on that one. All right, we got like 2, maybe 3 more posts.
I have your attention now!
All right, big boy, you got my attention, bro. That was crazy. I felt like he was actually yelling at me. Oh my God, they neutered our boy. They neutered him so much. I don't know if you guys have seen the recent videos of him, but he is just like, hello, guys. We're going to do a quick review of Bitcoin here. This is who he was.
Do I have it?
Yeah, you do. And they killed our boy. BitBoy being silenced might be why the second half of this year was so tough. I think losing him was the harbinger of worse things to come. I have to showcase this one. This bull market was great. Oh, dude, bubble maps with the heater. Tough. Libra, tough. He's still in jail. How is he not in jail? How did we not get that guy? This guy This guy ruined meme. I mean, plenty of people ruin meme coins, but if there was any one person that had a more than like an outsized impact on how much we disdain meme coins, it might be that guy, Hayden Davis. Goated scammer. Outright scammer. Hate the guy. Despise everything about him, but he might be the GOAT. At least in crypto memes. I mean, he hit Yeezy too. Melania, Yeezy, Libra. Dude, sniping. How have we not solved sniping? It's 2026. How have we not solved it? I mean, it's literally the cancer of crypto. Sniping is literally the cancer of new launches and by extension, crypto. It's just like this pervasive problem that we all know exists and we're putting lots of money towards solving and it just doesn't get solved. It just doesn't. And I can't explain why. I can't explain if it's an unsolvable problem that's really actually that difficult to solve or if people just don't want it to be solved. How are we in 2026 and sniping is still a prevalent issue? It's crazy. Bro, it's laughable. I mean, some of the stuff is just bundling. Oh, dude, like memes were a mistake, bro. Like we gotta go back. We gotta go back, dude. That's damning. That is damning. One more video I think I wanted to hit. Oh, yeah, I just got it. Just on the base app stuff. This was crazy. How are you using this? How are you using this as a showcase for the spectacular? Like, how is this a good thing to showcase for base? Content coins create daily 10x trades. What, for one dude? And everyone else lost? Market cap 100K. What are we talking about? How is this? How are you showcasing this? Dude, this is so... As long as base... I was about to try and justify a way that base could change. I don't think they're gonna. Like this shows just such a lack of a baseline understanding of where you will take months, if not years, in my opinion, to change, to understand why this is a horrifically bad post. Horrific. This is a terrible post. This does not make me at all want to open up this chart and trade things. I don't want to. This makes me run away from what you're selling. Run away. And you're posting it as if it's this, as if I should be like, wow, this is exciting. No, this scares me the hell away. How do you see this and see a good thing? It's like, I don't believe at this point that base is going to actually understand this and change for the better. I don't believe it. Base might be the GOAT of taking obvious plays and fumbling them. During the AI meta, hold on, let me pull this up. Base AI launch platform. What was it called again? I don't even remember what it's called. Virtual. Okay, virtuals. Base had the opportunity of a lifetime to blow up their base coin ecosystem by saying, hey, virtuals has a coin. Why don't we just list virtuals as the best coin in the Coinbase ecosystem? And we could list it on Coinbase. That's easy money, easy play. They don't do it. The best opportunity that base gives them, they kind of like turn against it. And they just start listing other garbage instead. And that was a year ago. And we're sitting there like, guys, this is the home run. Just hit the home run. All you have to do is swing. We're giving you a fastball down the middle. You've got the arms of Aaron Judge, and you know how to hit this. Just hit it. And they refuse to swing. And here Here you have the obvious play of like, hey, this is not something you should showcase. You shouldn't showcase this 100K coin that just absolutely did a fresh pump and dump and call it a daily trade. No one's actually making money on this. We're telling you, this isn't how to do it. And then they wake up every day and go exactly against what everyone is saying is like I can't explain it. The king of generational fumbles, Coinbase. And I want to buy your stock, but how can I buy your stock when this is the kind of stuff you're throwing on Twitter? Like, I can only believe that when the inevitable base token comes out, that you will fumble it. Because you've done nothing but that with the entire base ecosystem and ignored anyone that even cared. And you're like, no, trust me, you're just not thinking about it the right way. You're not thinking about it the right way. This is the most dumbass. I can't, man. I can't. And I'm not trying to hate on this guy, Nick. He seems like a nice guy. He's probably smart. But this is just not it. All right, I think I got one more. Oh, two. And I think on that, I think ICO is right. I think prediction markets actually present the single best way to trade virality, because you're not trading this, weird, questionable, I don't know, like what's the actual value of a content creator and then their associated coin. That doesn't make sense. If there's something that's interesting that's going on, like, for example, the Somali fraud right now that's going on in Minnesota, that's kind of interesting. Maybe you have an opinion you want to express on that. Maybe you want to bet on that. You can go on Polymarket and check that out and be like, oh, you know what? Let's check it out. Let's do it live right now. Let's say I go on Polymarket. Share this tab. Let's say I go on Polymarket. Somali. Okay, that's not it. Somaliland? I don't know what the hell that is. Some better search needed here. Will anyone be charged with daycare fraud in Minnesota? I mean, this 600K in volume, this is a way more interesting way of expressing interest in the ongoing current events. This is how you invest in virality. You've got Nick right here. This is a very interesting way to express a financial interest in virality. And honestly, you very much can. There's no question about what's the fundamental value. There is none. It's just yes or no. Makes sense. Here, Tim Wall's charged by March 31st. Is he going to be charged by March 31st? Is he going to be charged before 2027? Someone out there, plenty of people out there, might have an actual interesting opinion on this. That is way better than content coins. This is a solution. This works, in my opinion. I think this is actually going to take off. I like how this is being done. And I might put money on something like this. I find this an interesting concept. This is an actually interesting thing to engage in current politics, current news, what's going on in the world. If you might have insight into this, that's interesting. You know what's not interesting? Betting on some random garbage creator coin that no one actually really cares about. Or random, on not only their creator coin. You're not betting on that. You're betting on that creator coin's derivative content coin that is only valuable for the next 28 minutes. Bro, what are we talking about? Prediction markets, clearly the winner here. It's hard for me to explain, how silly this is. And dude, I gotta say this, if you are, regardless of what you think about the whole Somali fraud situation, are those Chrome Hearts glasses? Someone broke into the facility, the daycare facility, stole documents, and he's giving a speech. Are those Chrome Hearts glasses? Dude, if you want people to believe, regardless of the reality, let's just assume there's no fraud. You're gonna wear. Are we serious? Multiple hundred, if not $1,000 glasses? Is that what those are? I mean, these memes are crazy. I does anyone comment on these glasses? I want to know. Like, I want someone else to confirm it because I'm not a glasses extraordinaire, but those look like very expensive glasses. I think that
Unfortunately,
I think those might be chrome. Dude, hold on. Let me see if I can find this. If I could find this on stream, that'll be crazy. All right, hold on. Let's pull this up. So I think this guy is wearing, like, if you want to show that you are, not actually doing anything wrong, doing anything fraudulent, you might want to paint yourself in the best image possible, paint yourself as a humble individual that's just working, etc. I think those are Chrome Hearts glasses. Let me just pull this up. Okay, so I'm just searching this now. Are those, dude, like, are those Chrome Hearts? I mean, dude, like, you look here, and then look here. What's going on here? Are we using Chrome Hearts glasses to tell me that it wasn't fraudulent? I can't, dude. It's like, man, sometimes you just got to look at the world and laugh, because the world is a funny place. And this is excellent comedy. And I think with that, we're going to end the stream. All right, guys. I'm going to stop sharing that. Guys, for 2026, I'm wishing you all the best. I'm wishing myself the best. We got lots to do this coming year. I think we've probably got a bit more of this bear coming up. I'm a little bit concerned, but if all things work out, I mean, maybe by the end of this year, we've got something coming. Maybe by the end of 2026, we've got something coming. But I'll tell you this, okay? If the bear market really did start in October, that's only 2 months so far. And that means we probably have another 9 or 10 in front of us. So I would not expect the first 3 quarters of this year to be that great for crypto, to be all quite honest with you. But I think hopefully my hope is that for crypto by the end of 2026, we've got something cooking, that we might have an opportunity for the beginnings of a comeback by the end of this year, the latter half of this year, and that would be awesome. But I think the first 6, maybe even 9 months, probably not 6 or 7. It might go a little bit longer than that. That was too much. That's why 6, 7 has got to be out, dude. That's why it's got to be out. I think the first 6 to 9 months or so are going to be tough. But after that, we might be off to the races. So don't get your horses too riled up as things start off this coming year. But in my opinion, the latter half of 2026, there might be something there. Otherwise, give your loved ones a hug. Enjoy the New Year's celebrations, and be well, everybody. Much love. God bless, and have a good one.